Hi, my name is Hilma Volk, and I was a licensed massage therapist for over 23 years. I retired in the beginning of 2015, but since the beginning of 2010, I've been helping people online with helping them with their carpal tunnel syndrome and other problems that create numb hands. Now you're probably watching this because you have numb fingers or numb hands or pain or tingling or whatever. And first of all, let me tell you what carpal tunnel is not, because some people are confused because they see pictures of people with pain in their wrist and they see red or maybe lightning even coming out of it and you're going, ooh. Well, unless there's numbness, it may come and go, it may be just tingling, but unless there's a nerve sensation like numbness or tingling, it's not carpal tunnel syndrome. Pain in the wrist is from an injury, generally a sprain, and sprains are from the ligaments that hold the bones together, and there's a lot of different wrist bones, and usually it's from a fall or a series of minor falls or straining to pick up something or twist something or pulling something hard or whatever. And you may not even realize it at the time, but it can accumulate. And so if you just have wrist pain and it hurts to squeeze it or it hurts to do certain movements, you want to baby it. You don't want to do that, and you want to look up sprains. You can do that on the internet, and you want to elevate and ice, and more importantly, don't do things that make it hurt. You can do things that don't make it hurt. Sprains generally take about 35 days to heal if you don't re-aggravate them. And so icing and elevating, and that's all I'm going to really say about sprains, because that's not what most of you are looking for. Most of you, however, do have numbness or tingling in your hands, and it may come and go. It may only happen when you're sleeping. It may only happen when you're doing certain things like riding a bicycle or whatever. My interest in carpal tunnel syndrome started a few years after I left massage school, and I was working at a large resort and was working long hours, and my hands started getting numb, and so I read every book I could, was reading magazine articles, ordering books, looked online, and I got a lot of statistics of, how many people get it and what the problem is in the nation, how many billions of dollars it costs industry every year, and a few good nuggets and why you have it and how to set up things ergonomically, but very little about what to do for yourself. And the stretches I learned in massage school weren't helping. In fact, they were actually making it worse. And the best thing I got from those books and everything was to ice. And ice is a natural anti-inflammatory. It does help promote blood circulation. It also tells the things that help heal yourself come into that area. So any football coach knows that ice is healing, and any sports medicine doctor knows that ice is very healing, but I got tired of doing that every time, I didn't have a massage. If I had no appointments, I'd be icing my hand. I'd go home and ice it, and sometimes alternate a hot bucket of water and a bucket of ice. There had to be a better way. So that was my beginning of interest in it, and it was purely for myself. And you may have seen the first video of a quick technique where I saw an article on the internet by a rowing team guy. And these rowers, moving the wrist back and forth like that, were getting numb fingers. And they found out that using their thumb across these tendons here helped. So I tried that and it helped. But as you can imagine, my hands were already overworked. My thumbs were really overworked. So I developed techniques for myself, not only for here, but for the forearm. And lo and behold, it worked wonderfully. But I just had that technique for myself. And as the years progressed, and not very long after they progressed, I'd hear some really sad things from people. They would say things like, I've got carpal tunnel, but I'm going to wait until it gets so bad until I have to have surgery. And I'm thinking, no, and here I am at a resort, and it's like assembly line people. You think you're being pampered, but it's really an assembly line of things you're going through, and I just did not have any time to work with these people because, you know, I had to rush to change my sheets and get the next client and whatever, and usually they didn't tell me about that until the end of the massage anyway, so that was very frustrating. When you've got numbness, that's a pinching of a nerve somewhere, and the nerves that go down your arm originate in the lower 3 vertebrae of the neck. They go down the front of your neck, underneath the collarbone, down underneath your armpit, down your arm, and into your fingers. There's 3 main nerves that run into your hand. One is the median nerve, one is the ulnar nerve, which innervates the little finger and half the ring finger, and the radial nerve, which is nerves in the back of your hand here. Now, I discuss all those in the program besides the median nerve, which is the one that's pinched when you have carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, carpal tunnel syndrome is a pinching of the median nerve within the carpal tunnel, and that nerve splits before it enters the carpal tunnel. So there's a piece of your palm down here that actually is innervated by somewhere up above the carpal tunnel. So if when your hands are numb and you scratch down here and you don't get numbness, that means the problem's coming from somewhere else. Now, I'm not talking pain, because there's a lot of things that cause thumb pain, and it's an increasing problem. You know, before, thumb pain was mostly from doing things like scissors and pruning shears and things like that. Now, gaming and texting and repetitive use of the thumb. But thumb pain is not carpal tunnel syndrome. Pain down here is not carpal tunnel syndrome, but it's a problem, and I talk about that and what to do about those things.